Greetings, my dear students. Today's class will be on the principles of ethics. So, we'll be seeing all the basic principles of ethics and the principles of ethics. So, you have basically six principles of ethics to do no harm. So, otherwise known as non-maleficence. And the second principle of ethics is to do good or beneficence. The third principle of ethics is respect for persons. And the fourth principle of ethics is justice. Fifth principle is veracity, otherwise known as truthfulness. And the sixth principle is confidentiality. Coming to the first principle, to do no harm. So this principle is considered to be the foundation of ethics, because even if you are not going to do any good, first you have to not to do any harm. So the classic example of not doing harm is the dentist giving any iatrogenic disease. So if the dentist is not following a procedure properly or asepsis properly, cross contamination of instruments or anything. So if the dentist is following practices like that, he himself is inducing a disease, iatrogenic disease. So those things should be avoided, should not be done at any cost. So that will be your first principle of ethics. So next the principle is to do good. So for any treatment or for any patient, irrespective of the any relationship with the patient, like caste, creed, any concerns, caste, creed, color, race, anything, irrespective of these demographics, the dentist has to do good for the patient. So, so it is say for in today's world we have lots and lots of treatment options. We have the conventional treatment options also, and we have the other modalities of treatment options also. Uh, Regarding the choice of, so the patient must weigh the pros and cons of the treatment. So what are the advantages of a particular treatment and what are the disadvantages of the particular treatment? And the dentist should also foresee any risk in particular treatment also. So he should reasonably take a decision for the benefit of the patient. At any cost, the treatment should be designed so that the benefits, even though if there might be some foreseeable harm, the benefits must always outweigh the harmful effects or the any possible risk of the treatment. So that applies as a Nuremberg code also. So coming to the third principle, respect for the person. So you have two components. You have, for respect of the person, you have autonomy and you have informed consent. So what do you call as autonomy? Autonomy in simple words is nothing but the patient's right to choose his choice of treatment. Okay. So we in dentistry, the practice is such that we are used to take a parental approach. The dentists are used to take a parental approach. What do you mean by parental approach is that when so I know what is best for you. So the dentist approach the patient, usually tend to approach the patient with that attitude. So I know what is best for you. Let me choose. You don't have any say or something like. So it's totally incorrect. What is the role of dentist is that the dentist should lay out all the modalities of treatment and must this is where the role of the dentist in education is important, because he should tell the good pros and cons of all the treatments, and the dentist should not be manipulative and just withdraw some information and so as to manipulate and lead the patient to choose a particular treatment just for his benefit or something. That shouldn't be done. So the dentist should lay the pros and cons of all the treatment and leave the decision to the patient. And the patient should not be just mere bystander of the treatment. The patient should not be passive. So the patient should have an active role and involvement in the treatment option. So second is that informed consent. So informed consent, you have four major components of informed consent. So it is a part of Nuremberg Code also. The informed consent should be voluntary, and the informed consent should be legally competent. The informed consent should be informed and it should be comprehensive, should be comprehending. So what do you mean by voluntary? The patient by himself should agree to the treatment, whatever the treatment it is, and legally competent means say when you just take an oral consent or something, if some disagreement arise between the patient and the doctor, the validity of the consent, oral consent, might not be very strong in court of law. But otherwise, if you take a proper informed consent, like informed consent in a written format, in a printed format or written format, that the patient understands the patient should be given all the risks and everything, foreseeable risk of the particular procedures and the benefits and everything. The patient is well informed with all the procedures and familiar with the procedures, and then the patient will say, I consent to this particular treatment for the extraction of my 2.8 or 3.8, like that, and then it will be signed by the patient. So that will be a valid written in informed consent in the court of law. Okay. So the Nuremberg Code has given an emphasis on the informed consent. So coming to next principle, justice. So the primary duty of health professional is the service irrespective of any caste, creed or concern. Okay, so the dentist has an obligation to protect the rights of a weaker section or the backward section. So the dentist can provide free treatment if they seem they are coming from weaker socioeconomic sections and everyone. So next principle is truthfulness or veracity. See, the usually when the if something the all are human beings, and there are chances that there might be arise some mishap during the treatment, say like when you are doing a root canal treatment, there are chances, slight chances, that the file might be broken at the apex alone. So the automatic response, like most of the people will tend like, let us cover up, let us not tell the patient or something like that. So later when the patient finds out, either other may the patient may go to other dentists, and if the x-ray is taken, that information is like can be revealed, that so the one day truth will be revealed. So later the information the patients get, he might get furious, and the more chances like he might sue you also. So mostly when the if some mishap or happen, like it is better to be honest with the patient, and something has happened, and you notify that to the patient. There are high chances that patient might be understanding. The mostly the patient will be understanding, and so he might tell something or something. At least he'll be happy that the doctor is honest with me. So that is the very very important principle of ethics. So next principle is confidentiality. So confidentiality, it is nothing but we do some treatment for the patient. So it is the privilege. It is the privilege of a patient, privilege for all the patients, that the whatever information the patient tells to you is confidential. So you are not supposed to reveal to anybody. Okay. So as if this confidentiality can be very easy to break when any celebrities or a famous person comes to a dentist, and the dentists have a tendency to brag that so and so came for this treatment or something. No, so it should not be done. This confidentiality can be broken in one exception, when this details is demanded by a court of law. That time alone this confidentiality can be broken and the details pertaining the patient can be revealed.